Gonna go on a real quick salt run here. So not everything is opened.
Good, my way.
But we do have some that are open. So we need to get those taken care of. It was a weird night. I stayed up really late. I thought we were gonna have to go out and it just never froze. I kept checking. Ground temps were like 35, 36. But then late this morning, a little snowstorm came through and soaked everything, and the temperatures dropped dramatically. I guess probably from like that 4 a.m. to it's now 8:30. So right now the truck says it's 25. Real feel says it's in the teens. So we want to get a nice layer down for any customers or tenants that are coming in and out, just so we know they're being safe and they have that grit there to you know, get good traction. Made that turn, didn't take anybody out. So what's going on, TQ?
I just been doing wife and mom duties and just getting things ready for Christmas, and because we were hosting Christmas dinner at our house this year, so I just want to make sure it's all together.
She's been making a lot of cookies, which isn't exactly good because you got to eat those cookies then, because they're there.
I make small batches. I don't go overboard. I just make small batches and replenish them.
Yeah, so funny story, which we're going to help somebody out with it. TQ ordered, we always get our hams from, what's it called?
Honey baked ham.
Honey baked ham. And you order them in like halves. So TQ placed the order and they delivered the order, and we got 2 boxes with 4 total hams. So we only needed 2. So anyways, her brother's having a party next week, so we gifted one to that, and then we're gonna gift the other one to a friend of the family. But yeah, those things are not cheap whatsoever.
They're not, and I checked and I didn't get double charged, so I don't know if they were doing like buy 2 get 2 free or what, but that was unexpected for sure.
Yeah, and you talked to them and they just said keep it. I mean, or whatever they told you.
Can't send it back. I mean.
You can't. That's true. I mean, you could. It was still frozen. They come in frozen boxes with frozen packs, but
very well packed.
plastic bottle inside that salt and we dumped it. Just out here servicing these roads, you know. Just gotta stay focused.
Focused.
What number are you running at right now?
4-4.
4 and 4. I know some of you guys mentioned about getting the backup camera for the salt spreader. I have thought about it. I just always forget whenever I have the time to actually place that order. So yeah, if you got a suggestion, tag us in it, and yeah, I'll definitely get one ordered. A few of them probably.
Yeah, 4 or 5 is good. 4 or 5.
4 and 5, she said. So a lot narrower vehicles on each side. You don't want to shoot any salt at them if you know, can control it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can help it, for sure. Make sure you keep your speed up here a little bit just so we don't slide. This is a pretty steep little hill here. So the hill kind of angles down like this. This place is pretty gnarly. So it's a mobile home park, but there's a house literally right dead center.
Ooh, the sun is bright.
Yeah, it is. About time to do a little cleanup. We're starting to get quite a bit of salt residue on the dash. Now I'm gonna have to adjust that seat though.
I had to adjust everything. Forward, my back, my lumbar, everything.
Had to adjust it all, huh?
Yep.
There's nothing worse than whenever you get into your truck and somebody else moved your seat. Kind of like somebody touching your radio. There's just certain things you don't do.
I will say I do not like the Ford seats.
Yeah, Ford seats are uncomfortable. They need to get their game up for sure.
Yeah.
They're heavy duty. I know that's why they build them tougher. But like, man, sitting in a Ford truck, salt plowing,
It's
you know,
like slanted like this for your
snow plowing.
bottom half.
Yeah, they
my
dig
legs
into the back of your legs.
My legs are already short.
Right. I think Dodge and Chevy definitely have way more comfortable seats.
Yes.
I mean, the Chevy's like a cushion. The Dodge is okay. It's firm, but it's still softer than the Fords. The Fords are just tough. Yeah. I guess they're built Ford tough. Yeah. Little free plug, Ford. Love your trucks. Seats.
You better.
Coming out real good. Now this is a prime example of the wind blows through here really heavy, so the snow never really had time to sit, versus here the building is giving it a wind break and slowing it down. You can see the flags up there flying. The wind right now is probably 20 mile an hour winds, I'd say 15. It's a very heavy gust. So real quick, I want to talk about something, because it's not okay for folks to say Spencer Lawn Care Snow Removal is a legitimate business. I know sometimes people want to construe that with our social media. I understand not everybody knows how these accounts work and how snow works, and it's a little bit different because you have a mixture of per push, they call them, which we haven't touched any of our per push stuff at all this year because we haven't hit our 2-inch trigger. But we've had a ton of salt events and zero tolerance lots. So like you see that the employee right there walking across, you don't want him slipping walking back and forth from these buildings. So this is what we call a zero tolerance lot. A lot of foot traffic coming in and out, and you want this place to be as safe as possible. So somebody made the comment on all of our stuff, and they just trolled us on all of our posts and said we were ripping our customers off, and because we were putting salt down and charging them for it. Well, look guys, this is how it works. On a zero tolerance lot, we require a contract, okay? that contract says, hey, we're going to salt this amount of times. It kind of fills that in, and then we're going to push if we hit that trigger mark, and they just pay a flat fee. So actually us coming out more and taking care of the property whenever it's light, we're actually spending more money than what we would if we were just sitting back like, it's just a dusting, you know. It's just got a little bit of ice on it. It's just a little wet, it's a little frozen. You get what I'm saying there? Those per pushes, you don't make any money off of if it doesn't snow like it hasn't really done the last couple years. So it's like gambling. I'll say it like that. It's like gambling when you're in the snow game. We love doing it, but it can be very taxing. But make sure you guys are being aware that social media can sometimes construe things. People tend to think it's not real life. We're just fake actors, blah, 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 whatever. But these are actual customers of ours. And words that you say on our post, our customers can possibly see, and it can affect our business. And when it's affecting our business, it's affecting our lives. It's affecting how we take care of ourselves and pay our bills. And yeah, just know we are humans out here as well. So be a little bit aware of that when you're commenting on people's stuff, not just ours, other people's as well. That they are people, and you know, they do have lives and businesses to take care of. So something when you're doing snow as well, especially on a place like this that changes every single time we come here. Like these machines are gone. Like if you remember, I pointed out 2 that were up there the other day. Those are gone. They probably got picked up. They're probably 10 states away at this point. But being aware of when you're on these lots is so important. People, machinery, you know, brake areas. Like we have a ton of brake areas here. These little bump stoppers they use to chalk the trucks. Like all this stuff can move every day. So we could have a little event like this today, and then tomorrow show up and there'd be 20 more machines out here. Like there's been, I think, I don't know, 6 or 8 back here. Those are all gone. Okay. This area here we were doing really well with, because we used to have to shovel and come in and out of here a lot, but there hasn't been a lot of stuff here, so we've been able to get up in here with the truck. But see that machine there? That machine's not normally there. So what we do is it's shooting back a little bit, and then you'll start hearing it tinking the metal just a little bit. As soon as we hear a couple pieces tink, we cut it off, because we're getting a nice coverage, but we don't also want to blow a ton up against the building and cause any more damage there if we, you know, can reduce that. So another brake area. So we'll come in here by hand and we'll just throw a little down. You know, believe it or not, these walls are helping out a ton to keep the snow out of there. But this is a walk-through area. It comes over here where folks park at. And we hit that area there because obviously if employees are in here, they might be sitting down eating, but they also might just be on their phone and walking around. And this is like a ramp. We don't want them to wander out here and just, you know, accidentally slip. Yeah. All right, rolling on. Don't want Austin messaging us, you know. I swear every time we forget to turn the strobes off, Austin sees us and he sends me a text. Your strobes are on.
Hey, we're legal out here on these streets.
Right. All right, guys. Update on the ducks. They're doing really well. Some of you messaged us about the beet juice and wanted to know, did it work with the freezing or not? We put it in the water, guys. We put more than what it said even in. And yeah, it still froze up. It does, I think, thaw out quicker because it's darker. So it grabs more heat quicker than, you know, just clear water. But the ducks and chickens are doing really well. I want to get the landscape truck started up because it hasn't been started up now in, I think, about a week. Oh, thank you, baby. So that one fired up pretty good. Let's see about the gasser. Now this one hasn't been started up in probably 3 weeks, so. Woo! That was close, I ain't gonna lie. It was definitely not a strong start. I'm burning some boxes. It's holiday time, so you know you're ordering stuff and stuff's coming in, and start getting a bunch of boxes laying around. So burning those real quick and getting these trucks and stuff warmed up. I'm gonna start the mowers as well, and yeah, get that all happening. But a bunch of questions been coming in, mostly on Instagram, and I can't answer them all, guys, but I want to do the best. And a lot of you are like, hey, I don't do snow, and what can I do in the wintertime? And this is the best time, guys, especially if you've made enough money and you can kind of just sit back, relax, and wait till, you know, spring cleanup start. It's going to be here in no time. You know, down south, you guys will start in what? Probably 2 months. You got a very short winter, and you'll be right back to doing spring cleanups and then mowing. And other areas like ours, you know, we'll start spring cleanups in March roughly, and then start mowing sometime in April, and yeah, then kick the whole season off. But guys, we're here. It's January almost, 2025. It's a new year, new season, and right now you have all the time in the world, if you're not doing something else, to get better and get ready for this season. So I would highly recommend you, if you're really wanting to do this and grow it, get yourself a website. Gotta have a website now, guys. Back in the day, you could still get away with just like word of mouth, and word of mouth is always going to be king. But if you're just starting out and you're wanting to really grow, gotta have a website. People got to be able to find you, and then you got to do your SEO, so your search engine optimization. If you're running some kind of ads on, say, a Facebook and Instagram to try to bring in more customers, you need to really hone that in. You might even need to hire it out to a company that does that professionally, or at least right now, while you have the time, do the research, watch a ton of YouTube videos on how to do that. There's a lot of information out here, and you got to get advertising. Get on the game early, get ahead. Right now, if a customer calls me for lawn care for 2025, I almost immediately try to go out that same day, because typically if they're early, they end up being a really, really good customer. If they're late to the party, sometimes they're not as great. So if they wait till the grass has been mowing or growing for a month, typically you find out they're not the best customer, or they just had a bad experience or something. You know, I'm just stating I've had better experiences with customers that call super early trying to stay ahead of the game. So another thing you can do that's completely free is assess where you want your company to go this year and set attainable goals. Okay, maybe you got 25 accounts or something. Maybe you got 10 accounts. Maybe you got 5. Do you want to double that? Do you want to triple that? Do you want to 10x that? What do you want to do? Set an attainable goal, and then I want you to go in and I want you to look at all your equipment and say, can I get there with this piece of equipment? If you're already starting to grow, you already know this is something you're going to want to do, you need to have the equipment that's going to get the jobs done. And a piece of equipment, I learned this personally, I held onto my time cutter for probably a year and a half, a bit too long. I should have went ahead and jumped into a commercial side of equipment, and I would have grown quicker. I'm not telling you to go buy a commercial mower. That's not what I'm doing here. But assess to see where your equipment's at, because a lot of times we don't take into account a professional piece of equipment versus a lot of the starter stuff we're starting off with. You might have a Craftsman or, you know, Boland's like me, a push mower. It's just not as fast as what you could be. And if you're making money now, it's time that you got to step your game up a little bit and make sure you're progressing, because you don't want to plateau and be like, okay, I got a 5-day, because this is what happened to me. We had a 6-day mowing schedule. It was me, Sean Griffin at the time, and yeah, we were mowing 6 days a week all day long. Social media wasn't really huge at that time, so I was really focused on the business. Got it up to 73 accounts. We were rocking, okay? But the Toro Time Cutter, it was doing great. It got us there, but we were working every day, if you know what I'm saying. 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, depending on the weather. As soon as I got the Skag Cheetah, when we bought it, went up to a commercial grade piece of equipment, it cut it down to a 3.5 day mowing schedule. So right there, I almost cut my weekly mowing in half. So that's just a quick example of what I'm talking about. It might be something totally different for you, maybe a string trimmer, a mower, a truck, a trailer, whatever. You'll have to do that assessment, but these are just things you can be doing right now to make sure you're gonna have a great 2025 season. I want you all to have a Merry Christmas as well. I'm not sure if we'll have a video tomorrow for you, but we'll just see how it goes. We got stuff we need to get done, and yeah, if we have time to record it, we'll record it. If we don't, you know, we're getting ready for the holidays here at the Spencer household. We hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see you here very shortly. And yeah, watch out. Maybe I drop a video, maybe I don't. Love you all. Have a good one.